Anxiety is just wasted imagination. I'm not downplaying anxiety, but anxiety is the imagination, the thinking of the worst case scenario. It's the thinking of the future and what can go bad. It's worrying about things that might never happen. And it's just this thing that your body is starting to feel the pain, that your body's starting to feel the pain of it, even though it doesn't really exist. Your imagination is so powerful that your body will physically start having symptoms of anxiety. I have a psychology degree, so like I said, I'm not downplaying it. But your imagination, your mind, your brain is also so powerful that it can build the future dream. It can build the future thoughts of you succeeding, of you overcoming, of you winning, of the best case scenario, of your life looks like if everything does go right. It can build the foundation of all of that as well, just as good. But so many of us, we don't know how to program our mind. We don't know how to fight the negative thoughts, fight the worry, fight the anxiety. We don't know how to program our minds with the right thought processes, the right mental models, how to say the right words, because you fight negative thoughts with spoken word. It's the power of the spoken word. Multiple religions, multiple scriptures and holy books say that. It's not just the Bible. I believe in the Bible, but other holy books mention it too. Other people that are atheists believe in the power of the spoken word as well. That's how you fight negative thoughts. And you also combat anxiety with action, feeling the fear and doing it anyway, still going out in public, still pursuing your dreams, still getting up and going to jobs or starting a business because you hate your current existence or your certain job or your certain lifestyle. Instead of sitting in the pain, sitting in the hurt, sitting in the worry, you take action against it. You do what you need to do, whether it's therapy, whether it's reading books, whether it's getting a life coach, whether it's hitting the gym, whether it's praying to God or going to a church or joining some other religious organization, whether it's running, whether it's doing things like arts and craft and gardening. But you do things that the action is taking your mind off of what is bad or what is there to worry about. And you start to focus on the good. You start to focus on the possibilities, not the pain, not the problems, the possibilities of life and what can and what will go right. Once you focus, once you are intentional, once you lock in. And I'm not saying depression doesn't exist. I'm not saying anxiety doesn't exist. I'm not saying that our minds don't work against us. My own mind, I have negative thoughts too, but I fight them. I go to the gym, I pray, I read my Bible, I read books, I work, I believe, I speak affirmations, I manifest. I do all these things in order to counteract the anxiety. I put myself in uncomfortable circumstances. I talk to people, even when I don't really want to talk to people. I'll talk to people at the gym, or I'll talk to them, when I'm walking around the store or going to the gas station, just saying hey to people and realizing that the world is a place to live. Is there evil in the world? Is there bad things happening in the world? Is a lot of the world negative? Yeah. But I can't control the negative. We're all gonna die anyway. But I'm not saying that in a fun, happy way that I'm gonna die one day, but why dread and wait for that day when I can live and do things, and I can actually live versus just existing, and I can have some fun along the way. I can meet new people along the way. I can love people along the way. I can build things along the way. I can build a career. I can build a business. I can build my body. I can build my bank account. I can build my mind. I can build my relationship with God. I can build all these things versus worry, versus sit in anxiety, versus sit in doom and gloom, versus sit and think what's the worst thing that can happen. And like I said, I'm not downplaying that stuff, but how are you actively counteracting it? How are you actively working against the negativity, against those worries? What are you doing? And if you're just saying nothing, or I don't know, or any of these things, of course it's not going to fix. That's like me complaining that I'm broke, but I never go to work. I never pay off debt. I don't get a second job. I say no to overtime. I refuse to do DoorDash or Uber. Of course I'm going to be broke. If I don't learn how to love myself first and I don't do things that make me more attractive, why am I complaining about being single and I can't find somebody to date? But I never work on myself. I never work on my body, I never work on my looks. I never work on my intelligence. I never work on my humor. I never work on my bank account. I don't work on my how to use pickup lines. And then I also don't love myself. I can't accept myself. I think less of myself. I hate myself. How can I talk an other person or a woman into loving me or to want to date me? It's all these things make sense once you start to think about them. Is it an instant fix? No, instant fix doesn't work. In this world, we have instant gratification. We have instant everything. We have microwave food. We have fast food. We have movies on demand. We have TikTok. We have all these things that come to us right away. But in life, when you're building, when you're growing, when you're doing the things that are more positive, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, relationally, all these things, they take time. It takes delayed gratification. It takes consistent long-term action in order to achieve. But we're lazy, or we're afraid, we're scared, we're doubtful. And I'm not saying that you're a bad person if you have those. I have doubts, but I fight my doubts. I figure out ways to win and create wins for myself so that I build a case. I build a resume of success. I build proof. I build evidence that, hey, at least something's happening. At least something's going right. Hey, my confidence is kind of getting better. Hey, I got a compliment from this person on this certain thing that I've been working on. Hey, I got this happen. And you start building a recipe for success. You start building a recipe for belief. You start building the recipe that is going to make your life what you want it to be. But if you're trying a recipe for the first time, or you're starting something from scratch, even if you have somebody else's recipe, it doesn't always taste good the first batch. It doesn't always taste like the best meal right away. Sometimes it takes multiple steps, multiple tries, multiple different options for ingredients or seasonings or certain measurements. Heck, sometimes the food just didn't taste as good as you thought, but you eat it a couple times, you're like, man, this actually grown on me. This is actually good. They call beer an acquired taste. Why can't hard work be an acquired taste? Why can't building yourself mentally be an acquired taste? Why can't going to the gym and working out be an acquired taste? Why can't getting a habit of reading your Bible, a habit of no phone date nights, a habit of doing these things that aren't necessarily pleasant, comfortable, great at the beginning, but you learn to love it. You learn to become accustomed to it. You learn that it is necessary. It's like eating your vegetables as a kid. It's disgusting, but as you start to grow up and become an adult, you start taking vitamins, you start eating your vegetables, you start doing things that you need to do because you understand it. Did the vegetables taste better? Maybe a little bit, but overall, not necessarily. It doesn't taste better than the pizza. It doesn't taste better than the ice cream. It doesn't taste better than the donuts. It doesn't taste better than the tacos, but you can't eat those every single day for every single meal for the rest of your life. You have to throw some other things in there, whether it's the actual food you're eating or the vitamins that you're taking or doing something to offset the sugar and the good sweetness and all the greasy good food that we call good. But you can't survive on that alone. So I hope these metaphors make sense. I hope this message makes sense. Like I said, it was about anxiety. And like I said, I'm not saying that anxiety doesn't exist, but how are you fighting it? How are you actively engaging in order to not let it define you, to not let it ruin your life, to not let it dictate your life, but you decide or choose to start living life on your terms. You choose to fight back, and you choose to win. You choose to use your imagination for good. This was Consistency Day 416. If you got anything from this message, I encourage you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And other than that, I wish you all peace and blessings on the journey.